We turn briefly now to another subject, which is a very long subject and very difficult subject, but we are going to use the name theology. What is theology? Well, in the Greek word, the is God, and ology is to learn about God. So theology is to learn about God in general. Well, that's what the word means. And when you study theology, that's what you're doing. Now, you will find that when there's a study of theology, how it works depends on the ideas about God that the author of a theological book have. So when you read about theology from certain people, it depends on the, let's say, denomination they belong to, or what they've learned from studying, or if they've gone to, let's say, a institution of learning, like a university or a seminary, what have you. They will also learn about theology based on the kind of seminary or school they go to. For instance, if it's a Lutheran seminary or a Jesuit seminary or a Princeton University or Princeton Theological Seminary or New Brunswick Theological Seminary, for example, each of those will have different theological teaching. And when you study theology in that seminary, you will find many subjects involved, not just about God, but many things related to it. And of course, depending on the denominational slant of beliefs they have, you will also find that. And there is another issue as well, which is extremely important, and that is even broader than theology, the knowledge of God. It's called systematic theology. Now, that's a whole subject all by itself, but in general, systematic theology is broader than just theology itself. It takes the idea of the study of God and breaks it down into categories and puts them together in a system of categories so that everything you learn about God is systematized from top to bottom with subheadings and so forth, and then scripture references, of course, and ideas about it and so forth. And there are several people who have written wonderful systematic theology books. Some of them are in one volume, some are in three, some are in five, and so forth. But in this, in essence, I would say systematic theology probably is one of the deeper ways to get into the study of God or knowing God or the knowledge of God, which we call theology in general. Now, since I went to seminary, you might expect that I have studied theology. And I, in fact, have quite a few books, not only on theology, but also on systematic theology. But I will share with you two in particular to get us off the road here so we can get to a little track that we want to follow. And we have two people that we'll be concerned with. The first is Rollo May, Rollo May, Rollo May. And the second is Paul Tillich. Now, I did not study Rollo May in seminary, but I did study Paul Tillich. So we will discuss each of these under the topic of theology, and we will find some very interesting things when we look into this subject.